Hello, good morning.
Good morning and welcome to, oh, there was a big old hand right there.
Sorry.
Good morning,
I was
everyone.
giving him a high five.
Were you? You want me to scoot more over to you or do you want to scoot more over to me? I want to scoot more over to you.
Oh.
I'm going to be completely transparent with y'all.
Are you normally not?
Right before we started this podcast, this video, David walked around the table and he just squeezed my poop. No, absolutely no reason.
In all fairness, you told me to touch all the things.
Okay. Well, I did. I was talking about on the phone.
Well, you have to clarify. If you told me to touch all the things, I'm going to touch all the things.
And he did. He touched all the things. Tracy McFadden knows the rules around here. She knows that you get on here, and she knows that you say good morning, and you tell where you're from. And she's like, I'm doing it. Before they even ask, I'm going to do it. Maybe she's a good player.
Okay, ready?
Okay? Or maybe she's just sick to death of us doing the segment called
Where are you from? You got to do what we did yesterday. Are we not doing it?
We did it 2 days ago. I've slept since then.
Oh, ready?
It's called Where Are You... No, they say it's called Where Are You From? And they go,
Where are you from?
Okay. Never again.
You people have nothing to do.
Okay, somebody is coming in from Devil's Lake, Michigan. I think is Miss Wisconsin. I don't know what's going on there, but more from Wisconsin. A Buffalo, New York.
Wisconsin.
Wonderful.
Ooh, David Radke's watching? What?
That's so he can read your comments. Joy Courtney,
Arkansas.
only person in Hudson that watches.
Arkansas, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texarkana,
Good morning.
Washington State.
I still say we obviously have more viewers in the South. That's typical of anyone who talks like this. I get that. But we are branching out. We're getting some West Coast. We're getting some East Coast.
Yesterday, I noticed it was on the replay, but there was a lady on the replay that said, "I'm listening from Connecticut." Yesterday, you called out Connecticut.
I did.
Also, I want to point out, and I'm okay with this. A couple of days ago, I said, if you like me and you like my singing, I want you to share to tell her. And so it had a lot. It was the most shares that we had had.
It's 32 shares.
No, it was like in the 50s.
Stephanie Clifton says Hudson's in the house. What? I even know her. If she's watching and she knows me, that's a double whammy because normally
people
don't like me.
But so anyway, so I said that. So we had a lot of shares, which you should be doing right now, by the way. But then yesterday, Melissa said, "You know what? If I get shares, I'm going to take my clothes off. I'm going to take my top off."
I didn't say that.
Yeah, you said something about taking
You're
your top off.
No, you're lying.
Go
I never said that.
Go back and watch it.
I 100% never said it.
You said something about I'll take my top off.
Would never say that.
Well, then why else did we have more shares yesterday? Because I was sitting down. Share.
You know who shared? It's all the guys that I went to high school and college with that never asked me out. Low, not one of them.
To all the girls I've loved.
Low, not a one. Last night we were driving home from church, and last night a little boy at church asked Remy if she would go to homecoming with him. Now, okay, first of all, I know I did, Jennifer Walker. Move on, okay? I know, don't take off clothes, Addie. That's rude. But anyway, here's the deal. So last night at church, David's telling me not to say the kid's name. I'm not an idiot. I'm not going to say his name. But
you just like that all the time.
Yeah. So anyway, last night she got asked to homecoming, right? So we were in the car on the way home. And I said, well, first of all, you're not supposed to say yes to anybody I don't know, Remy. And she said, I didn't know what to do. He asked me in front of all of his friends. How much confidence does this kid have that he would ask? I mean, where are the days when you would do it in secret in case you got turned down? But no, he straight up asked in front of his buddies. So she's like, I didn't know what to do. So I said, yes. I said, well, you got to point him out. I want at least want to see what he looks like. So we drove by him, and of course, y'all, 80s and 90s kids, do y'all remember this? When we drove by in the car, Remy looked at him and went to say, bye, wave bye, and he went like this. Y'all remember that?
Sup?
Many a guy I would see do that in high school. They would have the long, skater bangs, the overhang.
But that's the difference.
The overhang.
But there's two sups in the 90s. One's just Sup? Sup? And then the other one is, what's up?
No.
What's up?
I sent out my email to my email list yesterday
have-
saying, what's up?
If you have not got the email yesterday, you'll get it sometime today. And if you're not signed up for Melissa's email list, wow, what are you doing with your
I know,
life?
what in the world?
Just go to melissaradke.com. It's right there.
I'm in the middle of a story.
Okay.
So anyway,
What's up?
we were on the way home, and I just was telling her, no, it's fine because I'm going to be there at the game. And, you know, this is also what I said. And Remy, guess who has 2 thumbs and is going to drive you there? These people. So it's okay that you go with him, but if he wants to ride to the game with you, it'll be in my car. And she said, Mom, I'm sorry, I didn't know what to do, but you must have had this problem too. Guys asking you like in front of their buddies or what? What are you looking at the top of my head for?
I'm just going to get a little, let me just get a little thing.
What are you doing?
You just got a little thing up there I was going to get.
So you want to take this moment when I'm telling a story about how no one ever asked me out, ever, not once to one single homecoming, to be the time when you point out on live television or whatever the crap this is, that there's something on my head? Because I'm going to tell you what, you got a beard here that's so long, we could French twist it. But I didn't want to tell you that because you would hold on to it and you would think about it all the live long day. But you know what? It's long. It's as long as the hairs on your mother's chin.
I was trying to save you from the people going, well,
I know
she
it's
had
there.
well, she had that thing on her head.
I actually didn't want to cover it up with makeup so it can breathe. That's what my mother always said. They need to breathe, Melissa.
It's the breathing.
So anyway, that's what Remy said to me in the car last night. She said, but Mom, you must have had this problem when guys would ask you to go to homecoming and they would be in front of their friends. And y'all know what my response was? This is what it was.
I did. I understand.
No, it was this. Not one! Not one! It wasn't like 3 people asked me in 4 years of high school, or even 2 people asked me in 4 years of high school. Not one, Remy! So already you're doing better than your mama.
She's doing good. Hey,
So my people,
David.
I can't show y'all my ooh David because it's on the thing right now, but it would be like this. Ew, David.
Where did
I know you don't see it. Angela Estep, who is a very precious friend because you're on here all the time. He's an idiot. Ew, Remy. That's very good. What? Okay, we got to move on. We've got so much to cover. This
somebody,
morning.
I think it was Amy.
Rowberry.
First of all, I feel bad for Sherry Trogdon, who said, when did y'all add the plant?
Sherry, we didn't add the plant.
We've had the plant since day one. Are you not paying attention?
We didn't add the plant. The plant's not staying. I've got to get something to go there. It's a bare wall. I can't stand the nakedness.
But I can't stand the plant.
We're not gonna.
Fake foliage.
Okay. Ray Gill says, where did you get that camo shirt? I also love this camo shirt, and I don't know if they have it anymore though, y'all. Every time you ask me where I got something, I'm telling you, I'm going to let you down. I inevitably got it from a clearance rack somewhere. I'm not kidding. That's not a lie. David, is it?
90% of the time, no.
90% of the time, no. Oh, trust me. The things that they never ask about are the things that I'm like, this is beautiful. I'm going to pay full price for it. No one ever says a word. But if you ask me where I got it, I got this. I think I got this at Chic Soul Boutique, which is online, CHIC, Chic Soul Boutique. And it's got like plus size clothes. And I think I got it like a year ago. I'm telling you, I can't do it, y'all. I can't know it.
Hey, this comment was a while ago, but Amy, she says, Mont Bellevue in the house. Is that where the boy was from?
I think so.
Is that where the boy was from that we talked about?
So yesterday, y'all, did you see the kid? Okay, we were talking about him 2 days ago. The kid with the dreadlocks. Right. He was on Ellen yesterday. Now, I'm not saying I get all my news from Ellen, but I get most of my news from Ellen. And I'm not saying Ellen's always right, but I would say that 100% of the time, Ellen is always right. The other day, Rocco was walking by the TV, and he actually took his fingers, and it was paused on Ellen, and he took his fingers and kissed her and put it on the TV. I said, what are you doing? And he goes, well, we watch a lot of TV, and she's the nicest person I've seen on TV. Isn't that? I thought that was really precious.
She seems very nice. Considering
there was a day when people were like, don't watch Ellen. That's just like, here's my son kissing the TV. I thought it was precious.
Hey,
so let's talk about it. Let's go there. Y'all want to go there? We can go there. Lord knows
already
you
went-
had things to say about it last night after watching Ellen.
We already went there the other day. So I thought it was cool. If you didn't know, Ellen had him on, and then she had Alicia Keys come out, and they presented him with a $20,000 scholarship.
$20,000. Now, here's the deal, and I'm going to tell y'all like I told David yesterday. So there was another news article. Houston channels, they posted online that it was going to be on Ellen, and so people started coming out and saying, "Oh, but you don't know the other side of the story." I don't feel like I need to know the other side of the story. To be perfectly honest, I don't need to know the other side of that rule is stupid. But yet, I kept thinking yesterday, but what, a rule is a rule. We're really not supposed to break them. Have there been other times in life when a rule was stupid and it felt like we needed to break it? Like a law was dumb and we needed to break it. And I had a brain freeze. I couldn't think of anything. So I just kept thinking to myself, well, maybe the school administration is right. Maybe he broke a rule, a known rule, and we're supposed to teach our kids to love the rules. And David goes, that's right. And why did we end the law of slavery? What about that? What about how we stopped slavery? What about how we gave women the right to vote? We should have never done. And I was like, okay, now you're making great sense. David goes, these are times when the rules were wrong. And so I don't really need to know what the family's like, or if they paid their property taxes, or if they wrap people's houses and they never help them clean up. Like, I don't really need to know that a rule is dumb. And that's the end. So you can't get on here and say, you don't know the whole story. I know enough.
So, as of
that's all I'm going to say.
we should have put a sticker
People
on
that
here.
wrote it were white.
We
And
should-
y'all know it and I know
We
it.
should have put a sticker on here that said "school board member," and that could.
That's right.
Um,
Okay.
So it was cool that Ellen had him on. Did that. He's had a ton of support. A lot of people asking the school to do the right thing. Surprisingly, at least as late yesterday, the high school or the school district has said nothing. Yeah, that's when you know that you're wrong, when you don't say nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of not saying anything,
That was awkward for everyone.
speaking of not saying anything, this is my first time to wear an Astro shirt.
I'm ready for it, David.
Uh,
By the way,
So you
I
know-
love how we're segueing off from not breaking the rules to next up, the Astros.
No, what I said, when you don't speak, you know you're wrong. Now Jim Crane has, the players really haven't at all. Dallas Keuchel, he's not even with the team anymore. But today is a new corner.
We have a new manager.
Yesterday, Dusty Baker was hired. This afternoon is the
And y'all have
news
heard us
conference,
talk about
and
it.
it is a good turn. Also, I will say that
And y'all have heard us talk about it. Y'all have heard us. You know how much we love I couldn't get it, David. It's in there. You know how much we love the Astros, and yet we're saying we have never. Our hearts were broken. I
very
wept. I was so. I am upset with them. I'm ashamed of them. Grown men. They knew better. I don't know what they were thinking. They didn't have to do it, and it's disheartening.
so we don't have to stay on it. But Dusty Baker's hired. He will be the oldest and one of, if not the most winningest manager in baseball, so it's great to have him aboard. Also, I hate the timing of this, but yesterday Alex Bregman proposed to his longtime girlfriend, so evidently he stole her heart. Sorry, it was just.
Baby, you don't make
I know,
up
it
stuff
was
like
just-
that, so you read it somewhere.
No,
You just made a little joke and you made it on your own, baby? You didn't read it somewhere?
I don't read jokes.
Baby, that's so good, David! Come here. You can never really make very good jokes, baby.
Really? Where
Yes!
do you get half of yours?
All right, moving on.
Yeah.
Here's a new, David, give it to me. There we go. Samantha Moore says it sounds like he was singled out. All right, enough of that. Here we go. A mail carrier from Virginia Beach. I'm going to do it like a real news person. A mail carrier from Virginia Beach, Virginia, was taken into custody yesterday and charged with delivering packages to a storage unit for the last several years because he says he was too stressed out to finish his mail route.
This was a postal worker?
Yo!
Was it by any chance?
He literally paid for a storage unit, which is so freaking expensive, okay?
Like a closet. We looked at getting one that was like the size of a closet, and it was like $60 or something. That's a lot of money to just
It's
do
a
that.
lot of money. They found over 5,000 pieces of mail. Y'all, at the end of his route, he would get tired and he would just say, I'm too stressed. And then he would go put the mail in the storage unit. I did not know that we were able to do this. I did not know that in life, when we get too stressed out, we can just take the things that bother us and put them in a storage unit.
Hey, did Newman do that on Seinfeld, or did Doug do that on King of Queens?
No, Newman did it. When Kramer opened up the thing, there was just like all these bags of mail with Newman. I mean, we have a real life Newman on our hands, guys.
Hey, here's a question. Did they say anything? Are they going to like file federal charges? Because
Yes.
that's tampering with the...
Yes, absolutely.
Joker he's not going to be tired or stressed out.
Get back in there when I read about the lady said about the dog in Ireland right there.
Because he's...
There's a dog in Ireland that gets on the bus by himself, plays in the park, and gets back on a few hours later. He has his bus ticket on his collar.
And this
No,
man...
that's not true. We would know about this.
And this man can't deliver the mail. He ain't going to be stressed out because he's going to have...
A dog can walk himself.
He's going to have 3 hots and a cot's what he's going to have, so he ain't going to be stressed out.
You didn't make that one up. You read that one somewhere. You would never say 3 hots and a cot about prison. Unless A, you've watched Orange is the New Black, but you haven't. Or B, you read it somewhere, because that's not at all good to say.
I feel like I've heard that somewhere.
Clearly you have.
That is a
True story on the dog. Can't be true. I always know the news before anybody else does.
Hey,
not in world news, but news like dogs in Ireland.
Mary said that's where her missing Christmas cards went. But here's the deal. We didn't send Christmas cards. But we could say, you didn't get our Christmas card? It must have been that guy.
That's crazy. Yeah, we live in East Texas, but they all go through Virginia Beach, Virginia. Yeah. Okay, so, and then the last thing is, has everybody heard about Oprah's book club pick? Okay? It's called American Dirt, and I honestly want to get y'all's opinion on this. I really can't tell you much about the book, not read it, don't know a ton, but the question that was raised this morning on the news was, are we at a place where we do not think that a person from a different nationality can write a book about a different nationality? Does that make any sense? So what we've got here is a woman that is of Irish and Puerto Rican descent writing a book about a family from Mexico. And apparently it's like raised quite an uproar, and probably for great reason. I know of not what I'm talking about. But what are y'all thoughts on that?
We'd love to hear your thoughts, but very specifically, if you're of Mexican or American Mexican descent, we'd really love to hear yours, because it's a little bit silly for us to assume that we could fully understand if that is,
But are they saying that I can't write my award-winning book that I'm almost done with about the Swiss Alps? Swiss people?
If you're not a Swiss.
Yeah. Is that what they're saying?
It is a novel. It is a novel. It's not supposed to be, nonfiction or anything like that. It is a novel written about that. So, just, I don't know. It's a sensitive, it can be a sensitive thing, especially as sensitive as immigration and all those kind of things. It could be just kind of a hot button issue, because I don't know this for sure, but you have to think married women have written about single women. Or
people have written about vampires versus werewolves, and I believed every single word of it, and actually wore a T-shirt that was Team Edward. But that's something important.
In all fairness, the vampires couldn't come out while we were awake to tell us that they were.
Don't do that. Anyway, it's fiction. Then who cares? I don't feel like they would have had first-hand knowledge. That's what. Okay. So that's what somebody says, and I can't imagine they would have first-hand knowledge, although she says she did 5 years of research. So,
but would the same be, and I'm really curious about this, because I don't know if the ignorance is the right word, because we don't know, because we don't, we don't have the life experience to know that, but especially like on television shows and stuff like that, you have to think there are writers
that are not of the
from all
nationalities
different
of which they
nationality.
write.
If it's, I'm going to forget.
There's going to be
but there's shows that are very, the off the boat,
The Sopranos,
the Soprano. I mean, so yeah, I don't
there's
know.
got to be a white man writing somewhere for Ice-T on Law and Order SVU, because sometimes he says really cheesy things. So I think people are saying it's art. Why can't they? I don't know. I wish I knew more about this so I could really, y'all know how I love to give my opinion on something, but I don't have enough information to give my opinion. So people have gotten so touchy about race stuff. It is a fiction. Who cares? I just don't feel like they would have firsthand knowledge. If the dog was a black lab, mine has a lot of work to do.
That's not.
I love reading comments backwards. That is wonderful. All right, we're going to end today. It has been a packed news day, has it not? But I do want to end with something a quote that, knock it down, Dave. I do want to end with a quote that means a lot to me, because I can give you a complete example of this quote in my life. The quote is, "Stop shrinking to fit into places that you've outgrown." Stop shrinking to fit into places that you've outgrown. This is just my little charge for you on this Thursday, 2020. I just wanted to tell you a perfect example of this may be in a friendship that you have, or even in a job that you have. It could be in a variety of different things. Years ago, I noticed one day that I was playing a role in my family that I didn't need to play anymore. It was a role, when I was younger, I was super dramatic, and I was a pot stirrer, and I was really confrontational, but I had grown up and those things in me had changed, yet I was still playing that role in my family, and I was shrinking to play that role for fear that what would my place be? Could I make another place for myself within this, how in families we all kind of play our roles, but I didn't want to play that role anymore. And I always loved that quote, "Stop shrinking to fit into places that you've outgrown." I had outgrown that, and some of you have outgrown relationships, and you know it, and some of you have outgrown jobs, and you know it, and you know it's time for something else. So my charge for you today is, stop shrinking to squeeze into them. You don't have to anymore. There's more for you. You can be bigger, you can be greater, you can change and show the world that you have and that you've grown. So I love you guys. I see it in you. He sees it in you. We're crazy about you. Go listen to this week's podcast. I think you'll really love it. And just stop freaking shrinking, okay? You don't belong there anymore. And I know that you can do that. We love you guys. Have a great Thursday.
Hey, set a notice tomorrow, 8:15. You are not going to want to miss it. We've mentioned we're going to be in Honduras next week, and we're going to talk about it a little bit more tomorrow. You won't want to miss it. Set a reminder.
I love you.
I love you too. See ya.
Bye, y'all.